you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hey, sir.
Good afternoon. My pleasure, citizens, to have the opportunity that we might convene this afternoon upon our current events. Happy I am to finally arrive in this city after 5 days in the saddle. My name is Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson. I represent Albemarle County in our House of Burgesses. Albemarle is situate 120 miles to the west, as the crow should fly. Perhaps some of you, having made your way eastwards as well, have found that distance to be covered in a good 5 days in the saddle, although I certainly do not recall having overcome any of you on the roadways. Oh no, I would have distinctly recalled you in reference to your peculiar apparel. I have always believed in dressing for comfort, but you overwhelm me in that regard here today. But what a great respect you do show for our current events, particularly the recognition of our natural rights. Those rights that are given to us surely not by any government, not by any chief magistrate. Rather, these are the rights that are given to us by nature and nature's God. Not only as Virginians, not only as Americans, but indeed the family of man across this globe. And how well we should recognize the greatest of these rights is to hold an opinion freely and to freely express one's opinion. And I can assure you of late, it appears His Majesty's government has made every effort to quell these rights, to suppress them, to intrude upon them, impose upon them. But it is certainly seen that we will not be so easily coerced. And therefore, citizens, as we gather here this spring, this May, this year of 1774, I can think of no other time in our recent history when it is called upon, when we, the people, must be called to react immediately to the imposition upon our rights, lest we lose them. The recognition that very shortly, after 3, maybe 5 or 10 minutes thereby, His Lordship, our Royal Governor, John Murray, the Earl of Dunmore, will arrive here at the Capitol. Oh, he will be dressed surely in state, arriving in his fanciful coach, and thereby to pronounce his opinion upon the action of the House of Burgesses recently, our recent action to proclaim a day of fasting, humiliation, and prayer on behalf of our sister colony, Massachusetts Bay. For on June the 1st next, His Majesty's government by act will officially close down the port of Boston, denying any trade therein thereout. His Majesty's government will thereby dissolve the representative body in Massachusetts Bay, close down the newspapers, disassociate any court of law, and will attempt to impose martial law when there is no time of war. Furthermore, His Majesty's government will proceed to sequester its troops upon private property, on the lawns and in the houses of our fellow Americans. Well, citizens, surely Virginia will not stand by to watch this atrocity occur in Massachusetts Bay. The contriving of a day for fasting, humiliation, and prayer here in Virginia is an effort to provoke us to recognize our natural rights, to rouse us out of the lethargy in which we have found ourselves in order to begin to take action. And rest you assured, we believe we know what will be the reaction of our royal governor. For he knows well it is only the authority of the royal governor and the crown to proclaim any day a day of religious observation. And yet I can assure you, my good friend, Mr. Patrick Henry, my fellow Burgess, indeed our friend, Mr. George Wythe, our friends, the brothers Lee, Mr. Francis Lightfoot Lee, Mr. Richard Henry Lee, we have all realized that indeed in our recent history, not 100 years ago, it was recognized during that glorious revolution betwixt King James II and William of Orange that the people had a right. The people had a right to be heard, had a right to be recognized in their liberty to carry not only their religious opinion as they choose, but to show their concern for the current events and the present politics. And that is what this proclamation that we have engaged desires to do.